We are going to talk about why UK, why most of the people are choosing UK as their destination, and what are the admission criteria and visa process further. So basically introducing ourselves, myself Sai Kiran, Managing Director, and I'm speaking on behalf of Charvi Overseas Education Consultancy, and we are located in Kotapet. Basically, we do all the processing, admission and visa processing for UK, USA, Canada, Australia, and Europe. Uh, so these are our contact numbers. I will be sharing you afterwards so that you can contact us if you have any doubts regarding your profiles. So here are the content. What we are going to discuss is why UK. Why UK is said to be one of the best student destination, and in this thing we are also trying to understand what are the eligibilities of undergraduate studies, intakes what are available, course details what are available, and PSW, how far PSW is advantage for undergrad students, and we'll be talking the same for masters and MBA students also. Finally, we'll be closing the session with visa checklist. Basically, I want you people to know that UK is a collection of four major countries, which are Scotland, England, Northern Ireland, and Wales. Here comes the capital of Scotland is Edinburgh, England is London, Wales is Cardiff, and Northern Ireland is Belfast. Most of the students likely to go to England and Scotland rather than Northern Ireland and Wales, because most of the famous and top ranking universities are situated and located in England and Scotland. So basically, what are the advantages of studying in UK? The advantages of studying in UK are most often we do get offer for scholarships in UK. We do have internship options also for UK, and courses are shorter. There are only 1 year courses for masters, whereas in other countries we have to study for 2 years, and only UK we have 1 year master course. And post-study work visa also have been launched, and students who are passing out after summer 2021 are going to get advantage of post-study work visa through graduate route. UK universities have worldwide recognition degrees. The cost is also very low. We have more than 120 universities to choose from. We can also work while studying in UK. Basically, we have 20 hours for working legally per week, and the average pay would be around like £8 per hour. This would be the average pay, which is £8 per hour. And gateway to Europe. If you are studying in United Kingdom, after completion of your course, if you find out any sponsor who are in Europe, you can travel to Europe easily. You can acquire Schengen visa. If you are studying in UK, so getting a Schengen visa after getting a master's from UK is like very easy, and it is uh, very convenient. Now coming to UK undergrad education in UK, like basically we do have admission criteria for undergraduation students. For academics, they see your 10th and intermediate predicted marks. The admissions are primarily based on your 10th and 12th marks. Most of the universities ask for marks 60 and above, 60 percentage above in their 10th and 12th. Few universities also accept 55 percentage, but they are very few. Students who are still studying the 12th class can apply for September 2021 intake. They would be getting a conditional offer. A conditional offer is given on basis of your 10th academics and your current first year scores, and the admission would be confirmed of your after your second year scores are submitted. Coming to IELTS, UK also have IELTS requirement. Minimum IELTS score required for most of the universities is 6.5, no band less than 6. But we have an advantage here. UK also have IELTS waiver for few students. IELTS condition can be waived off if the students have more than 70 marks, 70% of marks in their class 12th English. For example, if student is getting 70 marks on an average, adding his first and second year's English scores, if he is getting more than 70%, student is eligible for IELTS waiver. And if you have any doubts here, you can ask me in the question tab regarding the admission criteria. We'll be moving forward. We can apply through UCAS for undergrad education. UCAS is an basically is an online portal. UCAS stands for Universities and College Admission Services. All the undergraduations applications are processed through UCAS only. Here in UCAS, you can directly go to UCAS website and you can launch your applications. You can apply up to 5 schools through a single application. If you are trying to apply for more, here we have few questions. I have completed graduation. If you have completed your graduation in 2019 with first division in BCom, you can still apply, and you can apply for most of the courses, which also like the gap evidence. If you can show your gap evidence after 2019, you can apply. Mahal Gupta, if a person had 79 out of 100 in 12 board, can he get it? Yeah, yes, Mr. Gupta. If he have 79 out of 100 in his 12th board, he can get IELTS waiver. So basically, the UCAS application needs class 10th marks, class intermediate marks, which means class 10 memo, class intermediate memo, and IELTS requirement. If IELTS is required, if you are not eligible for IELTS waiver for your English marks in class 12th, then you need to give your IELTS, which is 6.5 overall bands and no band less than 6. You need to submit your passport copy, first page and the last page, which means your page which is you have your personal details, and the last page where you have your address details. And for letter of recommendations, we only need one letter of recommendation for undergrad, which can be taken from your any of your lecturers or Head of the department from class 12th. Here we have a question from Mr. Kumar. What if we only have 60 marks in class 12th English? Yeah, Mr. Kumar, if you only have 60 marks in class 12th English, basically we have a few universities who accept like pre-masters programs, which means you need to study an extra 6 months or 1 year for the English course, and after that you can continue a masters. You have that option, or else you have an option to give your IELTS and get the score, or else few universities also conduct their own English eligibility tests. So you can go through the university list, or you can contact us, and I'll be sharing our contact details afterwards. You can contact us for the list of universities for that. Yeah, that's it. You are eligible. You can apply, but you have very few options, and if you can do your IELTS exam, it is very much appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, and UCAS application, you have a fee payment of 21 pounds for launching an application. Here in UCAS, you can track your application after launching. You can see the list of universities which you have applied in the application, and you can you can track them where the process is going on. And here we come, top courses in UK. UK has many different streams of courses to look at. The major thing comes is business and management, the second computer science, accounting and finance. We do have engineering, we do have agriculture and biomedical also. Nowadays biomedical stream is very good in UK, as we all can see the efforts they are putting in COVID-19 vaccine. And I think after India, UK is one of the successful countries to provide a vaccine. And coming to the course duration, the study duration of a BSc program is 3 to 4 years in UK. A 3-year bachelor is also referred as a basic or minor bachelor's, whereas 4-year bachelor's is referred as a honors bachelor's. Okay, for example, if you are doing business management in your bachelor's, then if you are doing a 4-year degree, it is business management honors. I am BCom in hi, Mr. Mohammed. You have done your BCom in 2017. You can apply. Yeah, you can apply for the university. I need to know your in bachelor marks and your intermediate marks for that to get the university list. You can contact our concerned people. I will be sharing you the numbers. You can contact them, and you can ask for the list of universities. They might be helping you. Yes, you can apply for business management, but yeah, you can apply with experience, and you need to have you must have 3 years of experience for applying a MBA program, or if you want to apply MIM program, if you don't need any experience. Now, first of all, we'll be looking at the courses available for bachelor's degree in UK. So these are the famous courses which are available for bachelor's degree in UK. Most of the courses are 3 years and 4 years. We do have 3-year courses and 4-year courses also. Coming to tuition fee and living expenses in UK. Here, for undergrad students, tuition fee ranges from £20,000 to £25,000 depending on the university and program which you are choosing. Okay, and the living expenses, if you're living outside the London, your living expenses would be like £10,000 per year, and if you are living inside the London, if you are living inside the London, it would be greater. It would be £13,000 per year. Yeah, and here you can apply for education loan. Yes, for complete fee and living expenses, you can talk to the HDFC credit officers for the concerned details. Do UK accept education gap? Yes, UK accept education gap for only MSc people, not for MBA. I have done my MBA in 2013. Can I apply for my second master's in UK? Yes, Mr. Yashwant. Yes, Mr. Yes, you can apply for your master's in your master's in UK if you can show the gap experience from 2013 to 30 late. Best university, you can have 3 years experience working in administration. Yes, Mohammed, I will be giving you the university list in the next slide. You can find your answers in the next slide. And yeah, Sukhchan Singh, you can apply for MBA. You can apply for MBA in UK. Just give me a second, and here comes the top universities for bachelors in UK are University of Cambridge, Oxford, St Andrews, London School of Economics and Political Science, Imperial College of London, Durham University. These are the top 10 bachelor universities you can see. And for the bachelors, UK universities do offer like sandwich programs where we get 1 year extra for the internship. So if you are doing a 4-year bachelor's program, we we have 1 year extra for internship, so you are getting a visa for 5 years completely. After that, you can use your PSW for 2 years, where if you are getting 7 years of visa if you are studying a sandwich program in UK. And intakes available for bachelors are only available for September intake. Bachelors, UK universities, all the universities, only most of the universities are open for only September, and very few are open for January, but they are very few. If you want to study bachelor's in UK, you need to have like apply for only September intake. And here, Sukhchan Singh, yeah, you can apply for March intake. You can apply for March intake for MBA. For bachelor's, we only do have September intake. And post-study work visa. It is not very much tough, yes. If you can, if you basically UCL, I think it won't accept an educational gap more than 5 years. But if you can provide a very good SOP and very good LORs regarding your experience and the interest you want to study in the UCL, then we can try the admission. We cannot assure you, but we can try the admission. You can talk to our counselor. I have given the number in chat box. You can call to that number and you can talk to our counselor about it. Yeah, we can apply, but it is not impossible, but it is little bit on tougher side. If we can provide a strong SOP, then we can acquire the admission for sure. And post-study work visa. PSW is offered for all the international students from 2020 September intake. Basically, the graduation route rule which has been introduced in UK, which means a student who have passed out after summer 2021 are eligible for 2 years PSW, where you have 2 years of time to search for job, and if you find any job and anyone is ready to sponsor you, then your visa will be extended for more 5 years. After 5 years, then you can apply for UK passport if you want to settle over there. Yeah. So PSW, you have 2 years for searching out your job after your masters. Yes, this is applied for 3-year courses as well as 4-year courses also. All the courses have PSW option if the student is passing out after summer 2021. Coming to post-graduation studies in UK, basically I have given three major streams of postgraduate studies, which are MSc, MBA, and MIM. Masters in management, this is similar to MBA. Most of the MBA courses need work experience. Most of the universities ask for 3-year work experience for studying MBA. There are very few universities which don't ask work experience for MBA. So people who want to pursue MBA after intermediate, they can directly apply for MIM, and they would be studying the similar course. The difference between MBA and MIM are like you are studying with people who are 3 years experienced, and the faculty is very much experienced in MBA, and in MIM you only like study with the fresher class. And MSc, all the engineering streams, biotechnology, agriculture, and finance things, we have a MSc. We'll be seeing what all courses we do have in post graduation also in the next slide. Yeah, admission criteria for post graduation are like they most of the universities will look into your graduation marks, and high ranked and medium ranked universities need 55 to 75% in your graduation, and a few universities are there where they do accept 50% and above applications. And here also few universities like to conduct an personal interview where they will be issuing an conditional offer if you are lacking behind your IELTS marks, or if you have very less marks in your intermediate, not reaching the criteria, and you did not submit your IELTS score also. And people who have less intermediate marks, people who have around 60 marks in intermediate also, if they are recently passed out, they can apply through MOI. They can get a master of medium of instruction letter from their colleges, respected colleges, and they can submit. So once a conditional offer is given, few universities like to conduct an interview, and this would be a personal interview on a telephone, and they do ask few questions like why you are choosing UK, what are the benefits you are getting from UK rather than any other countries, why you're not studying in your own country, and what is the reason why you are choosing the preferred course which you have given. And these would be the questions, and they would be looking about your English communication skills over there, and your intention, how far you are genuine to study in UK. Genuinely want to study in UK. And here also for post-graduation studies, we do have IELTS requirement as 6.5, no band less than 6. And for people who have more than 70% marks in class 12th English, they are eligible for IELTS waiver as same as the bachelor things goes with here. These are the major courses which are available, same as bachelors. We have masters in business management, like we do have MBA, we do have MBA international studies, we do have MBA chain management. Basically most of the students, most of the Indian students, they leave their core subject and they want to study MBA general. So basically recently I have seen a case like a student who studied in electrical, and now he want to go into like MBA just because he want to establish his own firm. But basically business management courses have integrated courses. Most of the UK universities provide integrated courses for business management for IT people, business management and information technology, business management and project management, business management in international business, luxury brand management. For fashion students, we have business management and fashion innovation. For agriculture students, we have business management in agriculture. So basically, people who want to study business also, they can also keep their core subject with them, because most of the UK universities have providing very good integrated courses, and they do have a good recognition worldwide. So the study duration of MSc or MBA or MAM, which of the course you are studying in, is 1 year. Few universities offer an internship or placement year after 1 year. So you would be getting a two offer letter for 2 years, which is 1 year taught course and 1 year internship. Uh, uh, Gupta, Mr. Gupta, yes, for as Indians, we have placement after 2 years master's program. Does UK universities have same process, or else searching jobs or basically, Mr. Gupta, UK has 1 year program and 1 year internship year. So basically, you would be having association with your university for 2 years. After that, you get 2 years PSW, where you have to search job on your own. And a few universities also give placement options, but there are very few universities. For MSc Psychology, I suggest you to study in like USA, or I suggest you to study in Australia for MSc Psychology. Psychology is better taught in Australia or USA rather than in UK. Yeah, Jashpal Singh. Yeah, you are from pharmacy background and you want a list for related to business management. Yeah, we do have business management programs with pharmacy integrated programs also. Uh, I can give you a list if you contact or mail us your profile depending upon your percentage and criteria. Post graduation courses, most of the post graduation courses are for 1 year, not for the 2 years. Yeah, if you are studying MSc Psychology in UK, you are going to study 1 year taught course, and if you can find a 1 year placement course, you can find 2 years course also, like 1 year course and 1 year placement year. You would be associating with your university for 2 years. For media studies, which country suits better? For media studies, you can rather go to Canada. We do have very good universities for media in Canada. Film School of Toronto. We do have many universities in Canada. So for media related or for any film related courses, we can actually look into Canada. On some universities, yeah, Mr. Yes, international placement for placement for an international year or international payment refers is that you can study in UK for 1 year. After that, you would be placing, like you would be getting an internship in US, or you can be getting it in any other country where the university is associated with. Yes. For engineering students, we do have many streams like mechanical, civil, electrical, electronic and communication, data science, biotechnology, and etc. And these courses are very good in UK. Here I didn't mention more computer science, because computer science is mostly students prefer to USA and Canada for computer science, as we all know that USA is like capital for technology. Like we do have courses like agriculture and food sciences are also available. Food science and food safety courses, agriculture management are also available for UK. We have Lincoln University where we have these courses, and we have Bedfordshire also where these courses are available. And here is the checklist for the application. If you are applying for MSc, MBA or MAM for masters in UK, here we don't have any application portal like UCAS where we had for bachelor's admissions. We can apply directly Each university has its own application portal. So we do need our 10th and intermediate memos, and we do need our graduation memos. Graduation memos in the sense we need all the memos, all the semester memos. Each and every memo is important, and they would be looking for all the memos. And you need to provide a CMM also, consultant marks memo, which is given after 4 years, a long memo. How will it affect my PSW in UK? Mr. Yes, yes. If the period of the time I left UK, I still eligible for PSW. Basically, PSW is issued after your completion of your masters. So basically, you can apply for PSW and you can fly back to India, and your PSW will be lasting for 2 years. So you can travel to India in those 2 years. Yeah. So graduation mark memos, we need each and every individual mark memo. And if you need IELTS, if you have less marks in your inter English marks, then you need IELTS. SOP, statement of purpose, is very important in the post-graduation application. Statement of purpose is the statement where we prepare for our admission. So things like where you have studied your bachelor's, your intermediate, and why you're choosing this course, why you're choosing masters, and everything is spoken with the university or told to the university through this thing. Yeah, Mr. Yesh, what is gap evidence? Basically, gap evidence means a certificate or a proof that you have been doing something, like you have been like working for some company, or if you have like a gap for any health problems, you can submit your health certificate also for that. Gap evidence means the time after your education, what have you done after your education. Most of the universities, or most of the universities abroad, look like people who are active every time. They don't like people who are like if they don't do anything in their gap. So having a gap evidence is very important to getting admissions. And for MBA only, it is very important. If you are applying for some courses, we do not require gap evidence also. And for LORs, we do need two LORs, not like one LOR that we asked for bachelors. We need two copies of LORs where you can get it from your head of department or your lecturer, your assistant lecturer, or someone. And letter of recommendations should be framed very well, because on the criteria of SOP and letter of recommendations only we do get admissions. We do need your passport copy, a resume, and gap evidence, if any. As I have mentioned before, gap evidence means any certificate which you were doing before or after your studies, if you have any gap. Yes, Mr. Yes, Mr. Shailesh, you are eligible for PSW, or if you are applying for September 2021 intake, you are eligible. And if you can if you are applying for PhD, PSW period is for 3 years. For master's program, it is 2 years, and for the bachelor's program also it is 2 years. For PhD, the PSW is for 3 years. Coming to tuition fee and living expenses. Coming to tuition fee, your tuition fee ranges from £10,000 to £15,000, depending upon the university and program you have chosen. And UK also gives scholarship. As I have told, UK can be giving like 4,000 pounds as scholarship also. The minimum scholarship would be £1,000, and the maximum would be 4,000. And there are few cases where you have 5,000 pounds of scholarship if you do have very good IELTS score, good marks in post graduation, and the profile is quite good. And you can also apply for education loan for this tuition fee. And for the education loan, you can contact HDFC Credila Education Loan Department, so that they can be helping you out for the loan. And the living expenses as same. If you are living out of London, we would be like we have to pay £10,000 per year. And if you are living inside the London, 13,000 per year is the average. Basically, the thing is, you can do part-time for 20 hours per week. Okay, and the average pay is £8. So you can do 8 months part-time, and you can do 4 months full-time, because 4 months you have vacations in UK. So in these 4 months you can do full-time job of any skill that you can work for full-time. You can work for 8 hours to like 40 hours a week. And here are few top universities for post-graduation in UK. University of Oxford, University of Cambridge, as we all know, they are very much famous in UK, and Imperial College of London, UCL, as someone was asking for UCL. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, we can help you out in getting admission in UCL. You can contact us on our phone number or mail ID. You can send your details over there, and we can help you out in getting offer letter for UCL. And we do have London School of Economics and Political Sciences. People who want to study politics or political sciences also can study here. How we can approach part-time? Yes, Mr. Gupta. Yeah, you can find consultancies over there. After landing in UK, you can find consultancies where you can find your part-time jobs, or you have an online apps where you can register yourself to get part-time jobs. It won't be that much harder to find part-time jobs, because most of the people are providing their services online for searching in part-time. So it won't be a problem. You can find it easily. Yes, University of Warwick, Bristol, Glasgow, Birmingham. These are top universities for post graduation, and UK universities do offer a placement year, as I said before, where you get 1 year extra as an internship year, as a placement year, where you can have a real-time work experience in UK. After that, you can have 2 years of PSW, where you can find a job for yourself. I think 2 years is more than enough. And not only in UK, you can also find job in Europe also, if you can find any sponsor online, and if you can get a sponsorship letter from him. Traveling Europe from UK is very easy. You can travel by buses also. Yeah, few universities. Yes, Mr. Gupta. Few universities provide paid internship, and few universities provide non-paying internships. So you have to check out the university list, and check out the course which you are applying for. Yes, basically for masters we are getting 1 year for taught course, 1 year for placement. So here we are getting 2 years visa. After that we can apply for post-study work visa, where we are getting 2 more years. So completely we are getting 4 years of visa if you study in UK and selecting a course which have a placement year. If you're not going with the course which have a placement year, most of the master's programs are 1 year programs in UK. If and if only if you are selecting placement year, you are like getting 2 years visa from university side. And PSW, as I said before, it it is same for the bachelor's and the master's students. We have 2 years of PSW. People who are passing out after summer 2021 are eligible to apply for PSW. So basically, people have a doubt that if you are doing a 1 year course, whether we do have PSW option or not. Yes, you do have PSW options for 1 year courses also, and you do have option for 2 year courses also. And here we come for the visa checklist. So for visa, we need a cash letter. Cash, basically, I would like to explain the process, how the basically process of admission and visa goes through. Uh, So basically, first of all, we need to apply for master. If you are applying for bachelor's, we need to apply in UCAS application portal. Or if you are applying for master's, you can apply directly in universities portal. You can find them online. Or if you want us to help us in obtaining your offer letter, you can contact us. And basically, if you're confused which course to choose, or what is the stream you want to go, or what are the admission criteria for the university which you are looking out for, then also you can contact us. We can help you out. So basically, after applying, once we have to provide all our 10th intermediate marks, graduation memos, and other documents which I have listed before in the application portal. After that, we would be receiving a conditional offer. We need to fulfill the conditions which are given in the offer. Like if we are lacking in IELTS, they will be asking our IELTS test, or they would be conducting a personal interview, or these are the only two options, or they would be needing any missing document which you have applied, which you missed out in applying. So after getting an unconditional offer, we need to pay the fee payment. So coming to fee payment, most of the universities are asking for 50% of the total tuition fee as the initial initial payment. So few universities also take 3,000 pounds or 4,000 pounds as initial payment, and they do offer cash letter. So this cash letter is given when we have paid our fees. So the cash is issued by the university, which means confirmation letter, so that we can apply our visa. So basically, where do we apply our visa? We do apply our visa in uk.gov.uk website, which is an UK Home Affairs Embassy website. So over there, we need, first of all, we need to select a slot on which date we want to give our fingerprints, though there is a biometric process for UK. So we have VFS, which is helping out to for students in getting through this biometric process. So after applying for visa, we need to apply a VFS appointment date where we need to go and give our biometric details, and we can submit our documents for scanning, or we can also manually scan our documents for visa application, which are used to get cash letter and admission. So after that, financial documents, the financial documents means we need to show a financial funds which we need, which we are carrying for UK. Basically, we can show a fixed deposit, or we can show a education loan for your tuition fee. As most of the cases, people are paying 50% of their fee. We need to show 50% of your remaining fee, and 9,000 pounds as a living expenses for 9 months if you are living out of London, or if you are going inside London, or if you have chosen university which is inside the London, you need to pay like 11,000 pounds. If it is outside the London, 9,000 pounds would be sufficient. Okay, so we can show it as a FD or a education loan. If we are showing it as an FD or savings, it should be 28 days old fund. Basically, after fixed depositing our amount, we need to wait for 28 days. After that only we can use the document for financial or fund evidence. If it is less than 28 days, they won't accept it. And you need to submit your TB health report, which you can get done in Hyderabad, or wherever places you have. We do have few list of hospitals where we can get TB test for UK, and for in Hyderabad, like in Telangana, we do have in Hyderabad and Secunderabad. So visa would be like, after dropping the visa have two basic things. Like we have a priority visa, and we do have an initial normal visa. If you are filing a priority visa, we can get a result within 5 days, and if you are filing a normal visa, it may be like taking up to 15 days or 20 days, a 1 month in some cases, more than 1 month also in some cases. If you are like applying through priority visa, we'll be getting it in nearly by 5 days. Yep. Thank you so much.